Welcome, welcome. Uh, well, I was fighting my zone 2 starting, which I have recorded. I just realized they just released some patch notes for the 20th of this month, so I'm gonna go over them and just see what all of this is about and give my opinion on it. I already read some of them, like pretty much 80% of the paper, but yeah. We have like a Zenith of Power event coming, like in Rise of Kingdoms with the Legendary City decoration, but they add you the ability to get some type of currency to exchange for these types of rewards, like Legendary City decorations, special effects, hero tokens, and warp regeneration potions. Not sure how this works, but this could be really nice because usually Zenith of Power in Rise of Kingdoms is you either get top 10 or you get no rewards at all. This way everyone seems to be able to be rewarded, which is a super nice thing, but we still need to see the rewards and how it works. Improved hiking powers, but basically they allow you to remove inactive or players that cause some troubles based on the merits. If they are top 150 player on the merit in the last season, you are not allowed as king to kick them. If they are not, you are allowed to kick them, but you need to use migration permits and dragon tickets as a compensation for those players, which I think this is kinda weird. Like, imagine you have a rogue player going around causing trouble. Like, maybe he didn't score intentionally on the last season, but now you gotta pay his migration permits. Like, I think this is debatable. What makes no sense for me is the dragon's ticket. You're literally paying a guy that maybe is just wrecking your kingdom to leave, which is kinda crazy for me, to be honest. But anyways, resources statistics. This was long overdue. Rise of Kingdoms, Age of Empires Mobile have this feature. Now this is super nice. I don't need to go to third parties to check the amounts of speed ups and resources I have on my account. So this is perfect. You will go to your inventory, have an icon, you press there, and it pretty much just shows you your overall resources and speed ups available. System improvements. Improved Proving Grounds Alliance pawn calculation. So, in one of the future seasons, the points generated by ancestor statues, alliance who have joined warbands, will be according to the warband, and it will be the sum up of the points of those alliances inside the warband. This is super good, so you don't need to like distribute your buildings according to the people and maybe have people dedicated to rotating those buildings, which is a bit of a headache. Now everyone inside the warband gets the buff, so that's pretty nice, and that's pretty much it. Improved runic ancestor statue buffs, um, warped stamina recovery speed, which is good. So I assume there was an imbalance between the hero stamina recovery and the warped, and now it's probably gonna be equal, so you can keep using your march as efficiently as possible all the time. Improved season matchmaking. This doesn't say much, but from what I heard from long time players, this is needed. Pretty much like us, we were if we finished season one before this update, we were able to be paired with like older players, which absolutely makes no sense because of course they will have more developed accounts and they will just absolutely blast us. So this is a nice feature. First one will be against like you can call them noobs, okay, like first time players. So it's gonna be in theory more balanced. I worry a bit about activity on those kingdoms, but at least it's gonna be balanced. And the second time you will be able to register for a next scenario, as they call them. So yeah, that's fine. Improved season migration. Clearer migration score rules. Right now will be displayed as scores based on your strength, which is represented by these metrics: heroes, artifacts, legions, buildings, technology, and other ones. And then the quota system for special immigration has been replaced with a more flexible special migration score system, which usually works with points. The scope for migration has been increased. You can now migrate to realms where the season is in progress, but your actions will be restricted during that season. I don't really get why would you do this, to be honest, unless you will literally want to bait your kingdom. Like, imagine you're a super big player, you bait them into going into KVK where you said you will fight, and then you just like leave them mid-season. Like, I'm not sure, but yeah, I don't really know about this point. More efficient management methods. The hiking can set power requirements for migration. Like this is pretty much a basic that if it's not already now, it should have been like pretty much the second day the game released. Is that's how it works already in Rise of Kingdoms, for example. So yeah, personal development improvements. A new legendary hero, flying one. From what I read on the Discord, and everyone is begging for new flying heroes because barely any to there's barely any flying heroes to make more than maybe 2 marches at most of flying units. So overall PvP skills, they didn't really want to overcomplicate it themselves, so they just give you a universal hero that's gonna work with any flying units. Probably it's gonna be decent one. New war pet, Barbed Manticore, marksman fighter skills, okay, not much to say. Improved artifact mechanisms for the Oath of Stormpeak, no longer causes the legions on either side to leave battle upon summoning a clone. Okay, like I haven't played with this one, but it seems it caused a bit of an issue with that. So now it's solved, and this is just pretty much a skill description improved. The skill damage is reduced with each additional damage. So pretty much diffuse damage, I think it's called in the game. New events, anniversary celebrations. This month it's the second anniversary of Call of Dragons, which that already I thought, like, I had my feeling that the game was older, but it's only on his second year. If you compare it to Rogue, which has like 8 years of development, like it's a pretty long time, and 2 years is young. Um, Theme events, mating season, joyful fest. We will check some of those here. Pet party, back to battlefield. Like, some of these events I don't know how they work, but from others like Pet Party, I heard people asking this to be like a 24/7 thing, because I guess it gives you a lot of rewards and it's loved by the community, so that's nice. Warped mating season event. In the new mating season event, you can select 2 epic or below warpeds to produce offspring with a high chance of higher rarity and better attributes. Now, this is important. If I go to my pets right now, I only have 3 and 2 of those are legendary. Okay. Now, what I want to do to prepare for this event, for example, is like, see, the issue is this pet has this skill which I need, so probably wouldn't do it with this. I have still some days to prepare for this. Do you want to capture pets, and if they have garbage skills, like absolutely worthless, maybe don't sell them, reroll them into epic, so you prepare to make them for others, so you can at the end produce faster pets. And in theory, it gives you a chance to have like a higher rarity, like maybe from epic you can get a legendary one, which is super nice. So yeah, I prepare, like I said, for see higher rarity and better attributes. So yeah, prepare like several epic, even if their skills are garbage, several epic good pets. Call all friends. So if you have a friend who hasn't played for a long time, you can re-invite him. If he comes back, do some quest, probably he will give you rewards. Alliance system improvements. Improve the description of the alliance skill vitality boost. I find that it cannot trigger again for 48 hours. Just some text reworks. Second, QFA. Uh, like, some people are saying this is pretty much for pilots, so they can, so like, you're safer to give your account to a third person, which in theory is against TOS, so you give them the account, you have some factions blocked with this password that the pilot won't have, so he cannot destroy your pets, pretty much. Improve boxed items. I think this is an insane feature. Rise of Kingdoms needs this too, of course, if it's what I'm reading and as I interpret it. Improves the mechanism for gather speed boost items versus production boost items. You can now use up to 7 days worth of a boost item at once. If a quest required boost is active when quests are refreshed each day, the quest will be marked as complete. This is so nice. This means I only need, rather than every single day using my boost for, like, this boost, gathering speed, production on the city boost. Rather than that, I can literally now just stack up 7 days and just completely forget about it. So I think it's like, thank you. This is the things that makes a game less tedious. Okay, these small things. Okay, of course, one small thing like this, maybe you don't feel that much of a difference, but if you multiply this in several different systems, you're gonna see that, like, what's the value of me pressing every single day this button. Absolutely not. Okay, like it gives me nothing. It doesn't reward me in like in an item way or in a like in a sense of feeling great about doing this activity. So I'm thankful that that they are removing this type of repetition. So I'm thankful about that. This is huge for mages and their playstyle that they are swapping to. The formula for calculating merit has been improved, allowing support heroes and artifacts to gain more merits. This is nice. This means artifacts now gonna have more value. Especially, I guess this is mainly focused on the new mages, which right now don't get as much merits because they're more focused on like applying debuffs and increasing your damage based on those debuffs. So I think it's going towards that way, especially allowing superheroes, which is pretty much all the new mages. Improve stamina expenditure. I read this and this is a bit tricky. Pretty much if you launch a rally, what I assume what was happening is that if someone was like swarming the rally, your stamina was just getting absolutely annihilated. So right now it's only when like you only lose stamina for what the rally is intended to hit, which I guess is a nice feature. Now this is a bit tricky. PvP legions will spend stamina when attacking other legions. However, if they are defending against an attack and are not routed, they will not lose stamina. I think this comes to address something I thought the other day. I haven't seen, of course, it. I don't know if what I'm gonna say actually worked, but I figured out against some whales. All like, what you could do, for example, is send one unit, smash it into the enemy march. Like, of course, you're not gonna kill it, and he can still use it. But if for some reason he decides to refresh that march, in theory, he just wasted the stamina because you actually aggroed that march. This way now that becomes impossible, and the only way to lose stamina is if you attack. Now, in the other hand, right now there could be a meta, for example, with archers, where you don't target the enemy. You just wait to get targeted. Of course, it's not the. Where is it? Did I just somehow destroy my. What? Well, anyways, so I was saying, so maybe there's a meta right now where you don't target the enemies with your archers, so you just wait until you get targeted. But again, I guess that's suboptimal. But it gives us like a bit of a tricky situation, and for some reason my my patch notes just absolutely disappeared. So I'm gonna go with one more thing, which I remember there was. They're increasing your hospital heal elixir. I'm not sure how much of an impact it is because I don't have max hospitals, but pretty much the stretch limit, which I think it really needs to be increased, to be honest, especially already on my level. Like, I have 3 fights and I already burned half my elixir. It's equivalent to the 8 hours worth of production. Okay, now it will be 10 hours, 2 more hours of worth of production. Let me see if I can see. So the maximum production per hour, I think it's this one, 55k, which if it's per hour, I mean, it could be a huge increase. And again, I think it's not as much about the production per hour that they need to increase, but the amount I have storage. If I didn't fight for 2 days, I should be able to benefit from like a recovery phase rather than just smash, recover a bit of elixir, because then again, if you're during long times of peace, that doesn't really reward your capacity to to engage on the enemy except for resources.